We have finally got out of where we live legally. We're in another county and I've got the Sony ZV1 and I'm going to be looking at the one thing that the Sony ZV1 does not do well. I'm going to take you through a little bit of a montage momentarily, but we're going to see the one thing Sony ZV1 does not do well at all, and how can we actually fix it if it is indeed fixable, whether it's in camera or in post. In the meantime though, welcome to Irish Freedom. Welcome to Dingle.
But you don't stand a chance, you see. You don't know how to act. I'm looking for class. Can you please take a step back? I will get my drink on tonight. I'ma get loose, get wild. If you're not in the mood right now, honey, don't kill my vibe. I will get my drink on tonight.
Let's jump in. Not literally, sorry. This scene here isn't too bad. The Sony ZV1 is on shutter priority for 1/50. I've dialed in the ISO and I'm using picture profile 5. In the darker parts you can see some noise, like all those little blocky pixels, but with a little bit of work when it comes for a color correction and a grade, we can make things look better, and in my book it's decent enough for YouTube. Not IMAX, but YouTube is good enough. Next scene is at 120p and the frame rate is 1/250 and it's slowed down in post. It doesn't look too bad, but again, with a 30-second grade, it can look better. And basically what I'm doing is dropping the shadows to hide some of the noise and moving the highlights down to fix that harsh bright spots. Now this is where things start getting muddy and the small sensor in the Sony ZV1 starts really struggling. Picture profile is turned off and it's hard to bring back any detail into the shadows without a ton of noise appearing. And the bright parts, the highlights, well, they're really harsh as well. And if you're looking at this on the phone, it's probably not going to look the worst, but for me personally, this would probably go in the bin. As long as there is a half-decent light source, the Sony ZV1 can hold its own. It's not the cleanest image here as we can see, even with the grade, but it's passable for YouTube, especially if your audience are mainly watching on a phone. But again, when there is very little light, it's really bad when you start bumping up the dark parts of the shadows or the exposure to try and make it watchable. And it's very much a scene by scene basis, and the real downside here is it can be hard to tell how bad a low light scene is until you actually view it on a big screen.
You guys probably have a good idea now of how this looks, but just from a vlogging perspective with me and the challenging light stuff, no. This is where you gotta drop a comment and go, Vic, this looks banger, or this looks really bad. We couldn't come to Dingle without coming to a supermarket. Well, no, probably what's classed as some of the best ice cream in the country, also the most expensive ice cream in the country. Doesn't take card right now.
What flavors do you like?
25 quid for 4. Worth it though. After I'm telling Jar, she paid for it. Here's the thing as well, I know this is windy and you probably can't hear me, but here's the thing. Some place like this is insanely beautiful. This camera just don't do it. And I've only the Mavic Mini 2, the small one, and it's windy. And it would be a real bad idea to fly it, right? Yeah, it would be a real bad idea to fly it. What's the worst that's gonna happen? Oh, all the tourists are like, oh, why is he beeping the horn? I actually thought the Mavic Mini 2 there was going to disappear. You just look how wild it was. It's amazing though how that thing survived, and just, you know, the whole cliche of best things come in small packages. And I think that's definitely something for the Sony ZV-1. I think you guys have seen the camera at some of its best today. You've also seen it though at some of its weakness, and you got to figure out though that low light stuff, is it enough of a trade-off? Because if you want to get something that's not going to struggle in low light, you're looking at a seriously big camera, something like a Sony A7S III or something like that. And let me tell you, that's not as portable as something like the Sony ZV-1. You've just got a Sony ZV-1 and you're thinking about getting one, there's a video here that will absolutely... Hang on, where is it? Oh yeah, it's there. No, there. Yeah, there. Yeah, that's it. There's a video there that's going to blow your mind and get you rocking like a pro on the Sony ZV-1.